Welcome back to another Plasticon review. Today we're going to cover some Generation 2 Transformers, that is. Starting with Generation 2 Reflector. Here is G2 Reflector in his camera mode. And he's pretty neat looking. I do like him a lot. He's a very, very cool recolor. And I just think it's neat. He's got all this kind of sea-ish kind of blue going on here. It's almost like a sea blue or teal. And then he's got this kind of a really, really screaming orange 90s coral color going on with all this. It screams 90s. It's amazing. I love it. He's got some pretty cool little gimmicks he does in his camera mode. And what's great about it is it's got some actual function. So one thing you can do is actually look through the lens piece here. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see my fingers. You can actually see through the lens piece, which is neat. He's also got a clicking piece here, so you just click. Like he's actually taking pictures. And he's also got a flash piece, which is the flash that a camera would actually have, especially back in the 80s. They had a lot of cameras, and all different kinds of cameras throughout the years had a flash. And what's cool about this is you have different kind of functions. You have this huge lens here on the front, by the way, and it's just it's kind of a hollow piece. So you can put one of Reflector's guns actually in here, and you can use it as an actual pew pew gun type of thing, which is kind of funny. And he also comes with little missiles, and these missiles plug directly into the portion right here. If I can get this to work. I haven't done this in a long time, so it might not want to work well. Yeah, there we go. And he's able to fire missiles from his flash. So here we go. Here it goes. Pew! Yay! I fired a missile. And I didn't lose it this time. Anyway. It's pretty neat. I do like the fact that, Reflector here's got some cool little roleplay gimmicky things you can do with him, because this guy was designed from what's called the micro change line back in the 80s. The original Reflector was actually a mail away, and then later on they packaged him in Japan so that way you can get him, and then he's had I think one reissue since then, but that's okay. But anyway, he's pretty neat. I do like him a lot. He's got a very interesting transformation, because this guy turns into three dudes. There's three guys in this one toy. Isn't that crazy? Which I think is really neat. This is one big reason why I love Reflector. Other than the fact that I'm a huge camera guy because I love filming, stuff like that, I love Reflector. He is one of my favorite. Out of all the Decepticons that are roleplay, Reflector was always the one that stuck out to me when it came to any of that. Yeah, you got the cool little pistols and the boom boxes and stuff. I was always about the camera. I like the camera. I was always into this, so it's kind of my thing. But anyway, let's go ahead and transform him. The first thing you'll do is you'll split him apart into three portions, because he holds together with these kind of metal rods, and then these pegs. And those go in the little holes here on both sides. It's got all that going on, which is kind of cool. And then we're going to take the center guy here. And these guys actually don't have individual names, by the way. And if you notice, this is kind of a pearlescent silver. It just looks amazing. You'll take this piece here off, because you don't need that. This part isn't necessary for the robot mode. And one thing I do want to point out is this has got quite a bit of detail on it. It's actually got your little numbers and such for your focal lengths and such. I just love the fact of how detailed that is. It's crazy. Yeah, I know. Crazy. Toy with detail? What? That's actually a thing. And I don't know if I can do that or not. I thought maybe I could. Maybe I can't do that. Oh, yeah, I can do this and turn it into like a little, I don't know, sonar station or something like that. You can't actually hold this in that mold. It's kind of crazy though. But anyway, let's get into transforming him. All you do is you flip his little feet down, and then you'll take his little arms, and his arms will come out, and then they'll just kind of catch here. These guys' arms are notorious for just falling off because they're just on a little metal rod. There we go. There we go. And we have the center guy done, and I think he looks really gnarly. I am very into this, and he's just cool looking. Like, I don't know if you guys think he's neat looking, but I do. Love the fact that he's got this very Decepticon looking mouth. Very neat. Really into that. I think it's awesome. Totally into this dude. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at the other two. I'm going to set him back here. Let's start with the one that's got the actual flash. This just pops on right over his little head, which is kind of funny because when you pull it off, his head's just exposed. And then you'll just flip his little feet down because his feet actually go a different direction. And then you'll move his arms out and just push them in a little bit, and there you go. Then we have the center guy. Pretty neat. He's got a little bit of silver there on his crest. I do like how his eyes are. He's really cool looking. Like the little bit of detail there going on his little feet, you know. Very neat. And then let's move on to the last guy, which has the clicky head. It's one of that hadn't worn out yet. But anyway, you just flip these here down all the way, and then you'll just spin him around, and then you'll do the same thing here with his arms, and then push them in, and there you go. Then you got the last guy. He's got a little bit of silver there on his crest too. Now these guys do have a little bit of articulation. His head barely moves just because of the clicking mechanism in here. But he does happen to have 360 degrees on his arm, so you can move. Does have this bit of an in and out movement here. And he actually has knee joints, which is kind of funny. He's one of the ones that actually kind of has the proper knee joints. You look at this guy's got those really weird digigrade legs just because of the transformation. But he does happen to have 360 degrees on his arms as well. And as for the center guy, he's actually got proper knees as well. And there's the arm falling off part that I was telling you about. That will happen with these guys. If you guys have these, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And what's crazy is you can actually put weapons in these guys' hands. He holds this gun here. This gun here's got a little peg that will go on his little hand. So he can actually hold his little rifle. And then this guy here. I'm not really sure which rifle goes to who here, because these are actually, I'm looking at them, they're both identical, so it doesn't matter. And the funny thing about Reflector is Reflector's supposed to basically be one dude with 3 bodies. So this guy's all kind of like his own element. He's able to talk through all 3, which is strange. And then this guy here's got his little rifle, which, here we go, goes in his hand just like so. And there we go. We have got all 3 of Reflector there put together. Now, what do you do with these parts? I sometimes just kind of set it on a desk like this. That way it could just be a missile emplacement. But it does happen to have a handle, so you can arm this into the hands of any of these guys if you want to. Like him, since he's supposed to be the ones carrying the flash thing on his head, you can put it in his hand. And he's a bit top heavy on that, so it doesn't really balance well, especially if he's got both guns. Sometimes you can fool it a little bit, but you know, it's hard to do. He's one of the followers, so I I don't want to break anything on him. I like this guy way too much to have something happen to him, so he's definitely one of my absolute favorite Decepticons. Like, if you guys want to talk about favorite Decepticon, this guy's it. He's it to me. And then you got the little missiles that you can put in, and you know, if I can get this to click. There we go. See? Now they got their own little laser cannon thingy. He does come with 3 of these. I only have 2 of them, but that's okay. As far as I'm concerned, as long as I have one, I'm happy. That's just how I am with this stuff. But anyway, this has been Plasticon. This has been a quick review of Reflector Generation 2. And I'll see you guys around, as I have plenty more coming your way. That's it for now. Bye!